Okay, let's says about Harper, our dear leader.
By EKO's research between March 25th and March.
Oops, we'll start that over again. 1 second here.
Despite a drop in support, with public outcry over the government's controversial anti-terror legislation and a lagging national economy, Prime Minister Stephen Harper looks set to return to 20 for Sussex after Canadians head to the ballot box later this year, according to a new poll. The survey, conducted by EKO's.
Yeah, let's listen to a poll. Yeah, let's listen to a new research poll.
Research between March 25th and March 31st suggests there are some paradoxes at play. The public isn't giving the country or the government high marks on direction, and the Prime Minister has the worst approval rating of all the federal leaders. Yet, the public still intends to vote for Harper. This, according to EKO's, could come down to what's perceived as clear, consistent, and values-based messaging over the past few months on the part of the Prime Minister. When asked about federal vote intention, 32% of respondents said they'd cast a ballot for the Conservatives. About 28% are planning to vote Liberal, 23% NDP, with the Greens bringing up the rear at nearly 10%. Of note, 52% of respondents see the country going in the wrong direction, and 57% said the same thing about the federal government.
What I don't like about Harper is that we just do everything Obama does or anything America does. Well, the only thing that I do like about this guy is he's on Israel's side, and as long as we're on Israel's side, I think we'll be blessed as much as we can be anyway, with all the horrible things that are illegal in this country that God hates, unfortunately. But I don't trust this guy. I still don't trust this guy. He may say that he's a Christian, but I don't believe that at all. I think all politicians say that just so that they can get the Christian vote. But let's just continue listening to this.
The dominant media issues of terror and security are no longer tracking in the government's favor, and the Prime Minister has the worst approval rating of all leaders, noted in EKO's report on the research organization's findings. We are therefore left with a bit of a head-scratcher as to how the cumulative weight of a poor economy, lousy directional and approval ratings, and regime fatigue, which almost always augur very poorly for the prospects of incumbent success, do not seem to point to this state for Mr. Harper. The report suggests the reason Conservatives maintain a slightly over the other parties comes down to the party's hold on the senior vote that's so important for electoral success. Harper's ability to convince that group and others that the Prime Minister is the only leader who can't answer the most important national questions around terror and security, for example, convincingly has produced an advantage. A modest, but significant, rise in fortunes, and that doesn't hurt either. The EKO survey results fall in line with recent polls about Bill C-51, the government's anti-terror.
Yeah, anti-terror legislation, and it may be used for good at the beginning, and then eventually Christians will be called terrorists for just talking to somebody about the Bible in the street or something like that. Oh, you're a terrorist. And then we'll be lumped all into the same category. This is a horrible bill, C-51, and more people should be standing up against it.
Legislation. The bill, among many things, expands the powers of Canada's spy agencies and allows for information sharing among federal institutions. The Forum poll released mid-March showed the significant swing in opinion about the bill, with 50% of Canadians against it. They came to have a better idea of what the bill entails. This was a real shift from results from an Angus Reid poll, released in February, that noted 82% of adults supported the bill. The EKO's poll put 22% of respondents in strong support of the legislation, 27% somewhat in support of the bill, 21% somewhat opposed, and 29% strongly opposed to Bill C-51. The EKO study was conducted via telephone using what's called high-definition interactive voice response technology between March 25th and 31, 2015, with 3,901 Canadians over the age of 18 responding to the poll. The margin of error with the sample, according to EKO's, is plus or minus 1.6 percentage points, 19 times out of 20.
Thanks for the mainstream twist on everything. Thanks so much, mainstream, for your take on things. Those are my